Today I'm going to be talking about something I already mentioned and talked about in a whole video all by itself, and that was my facts about boys/men. I found it good to be able to talk to you guys about my, kind of like share my wisdom with you guys about this subject. And today I'm going to be talking about crushes specifically. Please excuse my super squeaky chair. I think it's gotten worse, to be honest. This is something that doesn't matter what gender you are, you will always have had like an experience with a crush. And I always like to think back to my first crush, and that I can remember, it's either someone from Backstreet Boys, but I really had a big crush on Ringo Starr from the Beatles. And I think the reason I liked him so much was kind of because he was an underdog and I sort of felt bad for him. All the other guys, George kind of had a unibrow, but like all the other guys, they were pretty cute, right? And they always got like so much attention, like girls like flinging themselves at him. I always felt like Ringo got nothing, and I was like, Ringo, I'll be there for you, my man. But now he's like super old and not attractive. Not really, he wasn't ever attractive, to be honest, but I still loved him, okay? I still love him to this day. But I think that was my first crush. And whether you're like 10 years old or 20 years old, we all deal with crushes differently, and I think that it's healthy to have crushes. So I'm going to be telling you guys some tips about having crushes and all that stuff, because I've had crushes. You guys do not even know how many crushes I've had in my time. I don't even know. I can't even remember them all. So I'm not the kind of person that like stays on one person for a really long time. And I don't mean like if I was in a relationship I would, but like crushes, I don't like stay with the one person for like 10 years. I'm like, no. And I've kind of stopped having crushes at the ripe age of 16, which is weird. And like, I mean, obviously I have crushes on like celebrities and stuff, but like for like people in my school and like my actual like guy friends or whatever, I don't really have crushes anymore. Like I usually start off being friends with someone and then like whatever. So first of all, when you have a crush, depending on who you are and how you feel and how you like to go about things, maybe you'll act on it, maybe you won't. I'm the kind of person who doesn't act on things because I just don't like to be the person to act on things. I don't know. But whenever I have a crush, usually the farthest step I'll go to is like texting or like Facebooking. No further than that. I think in my elementary school, this is before anyone had cell phones, we used to send notes, paper notes. I don't know if people still do that, but that's what we did. I feel like times have changed a lot since I was in elementary school, which wasn't that long ago, to be honest. People have cell phones in elementary school now. What is up with that? I mean, like, don't you like get dropped off at school and then get picked up at school and then that's the end of it? I don't know. I think when I have a crush, I'm very shy about it. I do tell my friends sometimes if it's like a serious, like big crush, and I do tell my sister and my mom. Mom tells my dad tells everyone else. So it all kind of circulates. My sister and brother will like make me show them what the person looks like on Facebook, and they'll be like approve or disapprove, and it's just like, and then my brother's always really threatening. He's like, well, he's not very attractive. I'm like, okay, thanks. So I don't really act on my crush things. I do really recommend trying to talk to them, and whether that's face-to-face or cyberspace. I just rhymed. I think it's really important to become really good friends with the person first, and then maybe if you like each other enough, become a relationship. Because it just seems like a waste of time to me to jump right to it and then kind of be like, okay, wait, I don't even know you really. Try and hang out with your crush. Don't just be like, oh, I'm like so scared, I don't want to, avoiding them, like, oh, they're coming down the hallway, let's go the other way. Unless you're like super, super, super obvious about it, they won't know that you actually have a crush on them unless someone's told them, which would be really mean, but that happens. I mean, it's happened to all of us. I think it's important to talk to your crush. Try and make conversation. Try to find common interests. If you don't have common interests, don't pretend you have common interests, because that's just weird when they start asking you about a certain thing and you have no idea what they're talking about. Just try and be yourself and laugh a lot, because guys like to think they're funny, but they're really not half the time. I'm the funny one. Always the funny one. Always the funny one right here. Let me just lay down a scenario for you guys, and not going to be like, oh my god, I'm so amazing and everything, but this has happened to me before, so, and I'm sure it's gonna happen to you at some point or another, if it hasn't already, because it happens. There's so many people in the world, there's so many, it just happens. Maybe you have been talking to a guy lately, and he's one of your good friends. He's just a friend, and you really like him for being your friend. And maybe he suddenly starts asking you more personal questions. Maybe he starts wanting to hang out a lot more, just the two of you. And maybe you kind of start getting the feeling that he likes you more than a friend. and you're like, okay, I really don't like you like that. I really, really, really prefer you as my friend and a friend only. And don't lie to yourself. Don't be like, oh, I just want to be friends, but really you're like, oh my god. Because that's just a waste of time. If you really just want to be friends with this person, then you need to follow my very careful guidelines, because you don't want to lose this friend because maybe he's a valuable friend to you. You want to be careful about how you go about this. So really, my big thing, do not push it. Do not push the crush. If you feel like he's developed a crush for you, do not ask him, do you have a crush on me? Don't ask him, who do you like? And don't ask him what he thinks of you. Do you think you're pretty or whatever? That's just pushing it too much. Just don't go there. It'll just make it awkward, because maybe he says, I do like you, and you're like, oh, I don't like you, sorry. Like, it just don't do that. I love cats. My girls. The other thing is, don't be flirtatious. And I know, you're not flirtatious, but we all know you are. I'm not a flirtatious person, and I can be dead honest. My friends know I'm not a flirtatious person. If some guy were to flirt with me or make some sort of like flirtatious comment, I would call him out on it, because that's just who I am. I'd be like, what are you doing? What are you saying? Like, it's not me just being like, ew, I don't like you. Maybe I do actually like the person. I just always call people out on being flirtatious, because I'm not, and so I notice it, and then I'm like, you're flirting. Do not flirt with your crush, because that's just gonna push his emotions, and you don't want to push his emotions. If you want to be friends with this guy and you honestly want to just stay friends with him, you can't... What was I just talking about? You can't flirt with him, because it's going to make him feel like maybe you're feeling something as well. The last thing is, when he does tell you that he likes you, if he does ever tell you, because they can hold it in forever. I don't know how they do it, but they can. If he does tell you in the end that he does like you, you really want to be careful on how you respond. Because I have had a couple of people tell me that they like me more than a friend over like Facebook and text and stuff. Like, the best way to go about it is just to say, I'm really sorry, but I just don't want to be in a relationship right now, and I really want you to be my close friend. And I know you're probably like, Emily, well, that's like, I would have done that anyways, and that's not going to help me. Like, what if he gets mad at me? If he's a good enough friend, he won't question your decision. If he says, oh, well, I don't want to be friends with you anymore, like, it's either we're in a relationship or we're nothing, then really he's not worth your time. And yeah, it's going to be sad and it's going to be hard because you're losing a friend. But the truth is, that's something that was going to come out anyways, eventually, somehow or another. So I really recommend just being honest with him. Do not play at his feelings and say, oh, awesome, because, you know, people have feelings and you don't want to crush him. Okay, so now we're going to reverse the roles. Maybe reverse the roles. Maybe you have a crush on someone and you're going to confront them about it. And I've done this before. It's quite terrifying. Confronting people, I do not mind confronting people about fights or about things you've heard them say or about anything. I'll confront people like nobody's business. I'm really not scared of people because I'm a person and I'm not scared of myself, so why would I be scared of anyone else? You know what I mean? But I have tried to confront someone about having a crush on them before, and let's just say it didn't really go as planned. One time it did. One time it went well. Actually, a couple times. It went pretty well. You say you like someone because you're so certain that they like you too, and they end up not liking you, and you're just like, oh, great heavens of the universe, please protect me, I just made a fool of myself. You really just want to act natural. Be like, okay, let's just be friends. You really want to kind of leave it for a while, maybe stay away from him for a couple of days, just to kind of give him some space, and then start talking to him again, because why can't you be friends? Like, you'll develop new crushes on different people, and you will see that he really wasn't the one for you, and like, it's not a big deal being turned down like that. I personally didn't have much of a bruised ego. I think I was kind of like, oh, okay. And he probably did the right thing, because we would not have been good together, because I probably would have killed him in the end. Yeah. I like to think that you only have one life to live, so you might as well live it. What I mean by that is that might as well just take chances in life, because you only have so much life to live. And that's what I always think now whenever I have a crush. I'm like, why am I having a crush on someone when I could be, you know, having fun with my life? Obviously, like, I see a guy and I'm like, oh, he's cute or whatever, and I never use the word hot. hottest for temperature or spice level, not for a guy. I just don't like that. Or girls. That's even more offensive. Fact of the matter is, we are always going to be changing who we like, especially in high school, because there's so many options, except in my school. My school is a piece of crap. No one is attractive. Oh my god, that's so sad. Did you hear my foot? It totally sounded like a fart, but it wasn't, I swear. I don't want to be making you feel like you can't confront a guy, and I don't want to be making you feel like you can't have a crush on a guy. I want to say, so that you know, that a lot of the times having a crush on someone can result in something more, and I mean like a relationship and that sort of thing, because go get them, Tiger. Go get those crushes. We all have them. I have so many celebrity crushes. Let's just talk about my celebrity crushes. Okay, let's start. Ryan Gosling. Oh, do you know who I'm talking about? The guy from The Notebook who I almost cried when I saw his face the first time. I was like, angels have fallen on my eyes. He's amazing. James Franco. James Franco. What an attractive man. He's so attractive. He's a brother too. So I can have James, you can have the other one, whatever his name is. The sun is setting now, so I'm gonna go. And I hope I helped you with your crushes questions. If you have any more questions about crushes or anything like that, you can put those down below because I'd love to read them and answer them if I can. And if I didn't cover something, yes, please let me know because I would love to do another video like this. I'll see you guys all really, really, really soon. And keep those crushes going. Keep those crushes strong. I'll see you guys later. Bye.